So now we are going to start with linear regression with one variable. We have seen what is a regression problem. Now we are going to see an example of linear regression with one variable. We have seen an example in which size of the plot were given and we have to predict the price of the house accordingly. Some data sets were given to us and we need to fit a model or a line or some kind of model to our data set. In supervised learning, right answers were given, and in regression problem we were predicting the continuous valued output. So in this model, as you can see, a straight line will fit better. And how we are going to put this line or how we are going to fit this in a better way, this is what we are going to see in our in the next slides. Suppose training set of housing prices are given to us. That means we have given size in feet square and price of the house in thousands. So here are our data sets. Some notations which we are going to use in these slides are M. M represents number of training examples. Suppose here if I have listed 10 examples, that means 10 x comma y. So value of M is going to be 10. What is x? X is the input variable. This is the input variable. Or you can say this is the feature. According to this feature, predict the price of the house. And what is y? Y is the output variable or the target variable, the value which we are going to predict. These values are already given to us, value of y, and we have to predict some more y's according to our given x. One more notation which we are going to use is x comma y simply represents a particular data set. That means for x comma y 2104, value of y is 460. So this is your x comma y. But how do we do indexing in this data set? So that is done by writing superscript of x and y. This x to the power I and y to the power I. This represents ith training example. For example, if we are talking about x superscript 1, that means we mean the very first example of this, that is 2104. This is not power. This is simply a superscript to index the given example. So x superscript 2 means 1416. Similarly, if I am talking about y superscript 2, so what will be the value? 232. So in our data set, what we are going to do is we will be having some training set and we will provide some learning algorithm and we will have a hypothesis. What this hypothesis is, this is simply a function which takes input variable, here it is size of the house, and it will output estimated price of the house. So h maps from x to y. H is a function that is taking value x as input and predicting y. That means estimated price. So how do we represent h? So as you can see in this in our example, a linear model was fitting better. That means a line was fitting much better than any other model. We can have quadratic model, but linear line was fitting much better. So this hypothesis or this function of x represents a line, theta 0 plus theta 1x. If you remember, y equals to mx plus c represents a line. And what is c? Intercept. So this theta 0 will be the intercept on y. We can also write h theta x as h of x as a shorthand. This is shorthand notation of h theta x. Linear regression with one variable, also known as univariate linear regression, because we are using only one variable. Here you can see in our hypothesis we have used only one variable, that is x. So this is our linear regression or univariate regression. Now we are going to discuss about cost function, linear regression with one variable, and cost function. We were given some training set, as you all know. Here we will be taking value of m as 47. That means we have been given 47 examples, and the hypothesis we are going to use is h of x equals to theta 0 plus theta 1 x. Here thetas are known as parameters. Initially we are going to give this parameter, that is theta 0 and theta 1, and the question arises now here is how to choose value of theta. The answer of this question we are going to see in next slide. So let's have a clear intuition about the hypothesis, how it works. We are using h of x as theta 0 plus theta 1x. Okay, so this is our x-axis, this is our y-axis. If we use theta 0 as 1.5 and theta 1 as 0, okay, this is going to be our initial value. So for this, if you put these values in h of x, we get a line like this. You can see theta 0 was the intercept on y-axis, so the line starts from the point 1.5 on y. And what was theta 1? It is 0. That means for any value of x, suppose you are giving input 1. So for 1, what will be y? H of x is your y. So what will be y? 1.5. For 2 as well, it is going to be 1.5. For 3 as well, it is going to be 1.5. So it is going to be a straight line parallel to x-axis, and the intercept will be at the point 1.5. So is this example clear to you? Now you can analyze by yourself these two examples. Here what we are having as theta 0 is 0. That means we do not have any intercept on y-axis. What does it mean? The line is going to start from the origin, and the value of theta 1 is 0.5. That means this is the slope of this line. It will be around 22 point something degree, and in this example theta 0 is 1. That means intercept on y-axis will be 1, and according to theta 1 value, the line will be like this. You can calculate it by on your own, and you can see whether the line we are obtaining is correct or not. So is the hypothesis clear to you what h of x is doing? H of x is simply plotting a line for you, evaluating the points for a line. Let's move on to next slide. Okay, so by using hypothesis, we are going to minimize the cost function. Choose theta 0, theta 1 so that h of x is close to y for our training example x comma y. What does it mean? Initially we need to provide some values of theta 0 and theta 1. So how we are going to provide that value, theta 0 and theta 1? And what will be the what value should we choose so that our algorithm proceeds in a good manner? Okay. So let's have an example. Suppose this is the data set given to us. This is x-axis size, and this is price, y-axis. So this is the data set given to us, and we know that a linear line will fit much better in this data set. So we are going to use theta 0 and theta 1 such that h of x should be close to 1. H of x is your calculated value of y. Should be equal or similar to given value of y. So suppose for x equals to 1, we have hypothesis h of x equals to theta 0 plus theta 1x, and we have theta 0 as 0 and theta 1 as 1. Okay, so let's put this value in this. So our hypothesis will be h of x equals to, here what is x? It is 1. So for x equals to 1, theta 0 is 0 plus theta 1 is 1 into value of x. X is 1. So what we get? 1. So this is calculated value of y. And suppose we have been given some data set x and y. For 1 it is 3, for 2 it is 5, and 3 it is 9, something like this. So for x equals to 1, we have y 3. This is the given data set. And what we have calculated, estimated for x equals to 1, the estimated value of y is 1. So what we are going to do is, this calculated y should be equal or close enough to this y. This is our m. Value of theta 0 and theta 1 should be like it. We should get closer to given y. Okay. So what if we have been chosen theta 0 as 1? So here it would have been 1, and the result would be 2. So this is this calculated y is much closer to given y. That means we will be using this as compared to our previous values of theta 0 and theta 1. Okay, and if we use this 3, so sorry 2. So we will get 3, and this exactly matches to the given value of y. This means these initial values are much better than the previous one. So if we have 1, 2, 3, so given data set were 1, 3, that means 1, 3. And 2, 5, 2, 5, 3, 9, somewhere there. So according to this hypothesis, the line is going to start from, what is the intercept? 2. The line will start from these points, and accordingly it will proceed. Okay, how it is going to proceed, that we will see in the next slide. So is this point clear how to choose theta 0 and theta 1 and what they are doing in this hypothesis? Okay. So our goal is to minimize the cost function. What is cost function? Cost function is your hypothesis calculated y minus given y. That means the predicted value of y minus given value of y. This will give you the difference between the predicted and the actual value. If the difference is 0, that means we are on right track. Okay, we are predicting the value right, and if the difference exists, that means our algorithm needs to improve. Okay, so or even if it is not, we are not getting 0, we are not getting the difference 0, still we can have closer, the difference should be least. So so we are going to minimize this error or the difference between the two. We are going to minimize this. So we are going to use squared error function. This you can see is known as squared error function. What it is doing is, it is calculating your estimated value of y minus given value of y, the difference between the given value and the predicted value, and it is squaring the squaring this value, and it is taking the average 1 upon m, 1 upon 2m. We have squared here, so we have put here 2. And what is m? M is number of training examples, so we are taking average of it, and we are trying to minimize this error. Ultimately, what is this? This is the error, predicted value and the estimated value. So we are minimizing this error on the basis of parameter theta 0 and theta 1. We are going to change what? Theta 0 and theta 1, and accordingly we will calculate this. We will try to minimize this function. Okay, and what is h of x here is your theta 0 plus theta 1 x. Okay, so we have termed this function as j of theta 0 theta 1. J of theta 0 theta 1 equals to same as above. So this is known as your cost function. J of theta 0 theta 1 is known as your cost function, or it is also referred as square error function. So is the cost function clear to all of you? Moving on to our next slide, we will be having a clear intuition about the cost function. For this, you must have the clear vision between the difference between hypothesis and your cost function. So what was our hypothesis? Theta 0 plus theta 1 x. We were having two parameters, that is theta 0 and theta 1. Theta 0 means the intercept on y-axis was something. If we use a simplified hypothesis, what a simplified hypothesis is, we are taking only one parameter, theta 1 x. Theta 0 can be considered as 0. Okay, so the line is going to start from the origin. Here our cost function was on the basis of parameter theta 0 and theta 1. Okay, so this was our cost function, and here we have considered only one parameter. So what will be the cost function? It will be based on simply theta 1. And what was our goal in this hypothesis was to minimize the cost function over the parameter theta 0 and theta 1. And here what is our goal? To minimize the cost function on the basis of parameter theta 1 only. So now we will see the difference between hypothesis and our cost function. What is hypothesis or h theta of x? For a given value of theta or a fixed value of theta, what is h of x? It is a function of x. That means you are going to give input as x. And what is j theta? It is the function of parameter theta 1. Hypothesis is function of x and cost function is function of parameter. If we have used two parameters, then it will be a function of two parameters, theta 1 and theta 2, or theta 0 or theta 1. Okay, so this example we have already discussed on the board. This data set was given to us 1, 1, 2, 2 and 3, 3. Our goal was to fit a model in this data set, and we have chosen the hypothesis h of theta x equals to theta 0 plus theta 1 x, and here we have chosen theta 0 as 0. That's why the model is going to fit from origin. So if you calculate this, you will have for x equals to 1, what will be your h of x? And for theta equals to 1, what is going to be h of x? 1. So for 1, the predicted value will be this, and if we calculate the cost function, we will be getting 0. Okay, so for the very first example, that is 1, 1, we will get 0. If we square it, because summation was there, so we will get 0 square plus 0 square plus 0 square. Okay, so finally we will get a 0. That means cost function is minimum. Okay, that means our models fit better in the given data set. So this calculation clear to all of you, or should I do it on the board? Okay, so let's move on. Previously what we were having was theta 0 equals to theta 1 equals to 1, and accordingly this line was obtained, and what was j of theta 1 was 0. So now what we are going to do is take theta 1 equals to 0.5. If we take theta 1 equals to 0.5, then what our hypothesis is going to calculate? It will theta 0 is 0, so predicted value will be for h of x1, what it is going to be? 0.5 multiplied minus 1, and square of that plus, because we are going to do summation, that's why it is plus here over here. And for the next value, what we are going to have is we are simultaneously updating value of theta. The concept of updating theta we will see later in the upcoming slides. So for j of 0.5, the calculated value will be around 0.58. Okay, so the line will be from 0 and it will be like this, and the difference is going to be this. This is the difference. Here the difference is given 0.5 minus 1, so this is the difference, and in cost function we try to minimize this difference only. Okay, so according to this given this figure which we have plotted for the given hypothesis, we are going to plot another figure which is like this. On x-axis you have theta 1, because for a particular value of theta, because theta 1 is changing, that's why you can see here theta is changing. So for different values of theta 1, we are going to calculate cost function, that is j of theta. So say for theta equals to 1, what was our j theta? Previously we have calculated in the above slides. For theta equals to 1, what was our j of theta? 0. So we are going to plot this. For theta 1 equals to 0, so for theta 1 equals to 1, we have j of theta is 0, so this is 1 comma 0. For the next value, that is 0.5, theta 1 equals to 0.5, what we have? J of theta 0.58, so it will be plotted somewhere here. Is this figure clear to you? We will see the use of this figure in the upcoming slides. So let's move on. So likewise, if we plot some more lines, or we try to fit some more lines to our given data set, we will be having some values of theta, and we will be having different values of j theta according to the value of theta. Okay, and if we plot that for different values of theta, we calculate j of theta, and if we plot it, so we will obtain a figure like this. This is a bow shaped figure, and we will what was our goal? To try to minimize j of theta. So you can see for different values of theta, this figure shows minimum value of j theta here. Okay, so we try to minimize j of theta for different values of theta. Moving on to our next slide. So this was our cost function. Now we will have much better vision of the cost function in our upcoming slides. So up till now, the procedure will be very much clear to you. What we were having was a hypothesis, next was some parameters, then our cost function, and what was our goal? To minimize the cost function. This is again an example. I think you can understand by seeing the example itself, because we have already discussed this kind of example. Okay, so we were having a bow shaped figure. On x-axis we were having theta 1 and on y-axis we were having cos function j of theta. So it was a bow shaped function. If we consider two parameters, that is theta 0, theta 1, so we will be plotting j of theta according to two values, theta 0 and theta 1. So it is going to be a 3D plot. Okay, so it is going to be a 3D plot. So this shows the theta on one axis, theta 1 on x-axis, and j of theta on this axis. For a particular value of theta 0 and theta 1, we have a particular value of j of theta. This height represents the value of j theta, and say on theta 0 equals to 0 and theta 1 equals to somewhat minus 5 if we consider this point. So for theta 0 equals to 0 and theta 1 equals to minus 5, we have value of j theta somewhat near to 12. Is this figure, this is also known as contour plot. Is this figure clear to you? On the basis of only theta 1, we were plotting j of theta. So it was a bow shaped function. We were having a bow shaped figure. If we have two parameters, then we will be having a 3D figure. Don't get confused why these axes are like this and this axis over here. This axis can be over here as well or behind this, but to give a more clear vision, this axis is drawn over here. So is this diagram clear to you? Okay. So to understand this diagram, if you get on the board. For only one parameter theta 1, we were having j of theta, was a bow shaped function, and if you have two parameters, theta 0, theta 1, and j of theta 0, theta 1. For two parameters, we have a 3D plot. So for a 3D plot, we will be having somewhat this kind of figure, as I can't draw a 3D plot over here. So ultimately it is going to be a bow shaped function only, but in a 3D view. Okay. So for a particular value of theta 0 and theta 1 at a particular point, we will be having a corresponding j of theta 0, theta 1. So to plot in that diagram is plot on in a 2D manner. Like we have values of theta 0 and theta 1. J of theta is not shown. In this figure, j of theta is not shown. So what it shows? Theta 0, theta 1. We have something like this. So it is a 3D plot, bow shaped function. So at a particular point, say at this point, we have value of theta 0, this, and value of theta 1 is this. And for this particular value of theta 0 and theta 1, we have a line in our data set according to hx. So for this point, this point, we have a line like this, and we can see it doesn't fit better to our data set. So we choose some more values of theta 0 and theta 1. Say at this point we have line like this. As you can see, this line fits much better than the previous one. Previously this line was drawn, so it was not fitting much better than, and in this it is much more better than the previous one. And if you go close over here, for this point or this value of theta 0, theta 1, we have a line like this. And if we reach to the minimum value of j of theta, that is at the center point, the lowest point in the bow, so we will end up with a line like this. And in this line, the average of the distance between the y, given y, and the calculated y, this point is our calculated y and this was the given y, so the average of difference of these heights will be minimum. So for the minimum value of j of theta 0 and theta 1, we will be having a better fit of line to our given data set. So this hypothesis and cost function will help us to fit a better line or a better model to our given data set, and based on this we can predict the values. Say for this fits the model better, so say at 4000, the size of the house is 4000, so for 4000 the value of y will be around 500. So accordingly we can predict the required output. So up till now, is there any doubt?